It's definitely that time of year again, and I have to say that fall is definitely one of my favorite seasons. But unfortunately, as you can see, there is a lot of yard work to do, especially because I have a Halloween party that's scheduled for tonight. So I need to do a little bit of cleanup, and to help me with that, I'm going to be using the Anker SOLIX F2000, which is going to be used to power a lot of my electrical yard equipment for today. So let's get things started. Now, one of the first things that I do want to point out with the Anker SOLIX F2000 is just how versatile it is when it comes to carrying it around from place to place. With this handle that folds up into the body of the unit, just push a button, it comes out, push it back in, and then we have these massive wheels on the back, which make it incredibly easy to roll around, even in the yard like this. And then if you do need to pick it up, two really big secured handles here that allow you to carry it from place to place. So first, I do want to apologize because it is really loud out here today. It's beautiful, but unfortunately other people are doing the yard work as well. A couple houses down, someone's doing their yard work with 3 gas-powered leaf blowers right now, which is incredibly loud when compared to what I'm going to be using today. But this here is an electric leaf blower with a massive battery here. This is a 56 volt 5 amp hour battery, which roughly translates to 280 watt hours. Since the Anker SOLIX F2000 has a 2048 watt hour battery, we should be able to charge this about 15 times before we fully deplete the battery on the inside here. Now, to clean up this entire yard, we're probably gonna have to power this up maybe 2 to 3 times just to blow out all the leaves, because there are a lot, and this is about 2/3 of an acre. But then we're gonna have to mow the lawn maybe in a day or two. So this is definitely gonna put this to the test. But after that, we have lights here. We have some outdoor cooking equipment that we're gonna have for the party tonight. And then also we're gonna power a digital projector and put on a movie as well. So this thing is gonna definitely be put to the test today. So with that, let's plug things in and get things started. Right here we have an AC outlet. We're gonna turn this on. We're starting with 97% battery life, which should be more than enough. Turn this AC outlet on, and this battery here will probably take a little bit over an hour to charge. So we'll come back in a little bit to see how it's going and then start the work. So far with charging this battery, the Anker SOLIX is pushing out 477 and right now 480 watts to this external battery. And that fan that you're hearing is actually from this external battery charger to keep this battery cool, not from the Anker SOLIX. This one typically only turns on the battery once we get to about 800 watts or if it's an incredibly hot day. So it looks like the battery here is fully charged, and we still have an 83% charge left on the Anker SOLIX F2000. So now it's time to get things started with the leaf blower and clean up this yard. Well, 25 minutes of leaf blowing definitely did this battery in. So we're gonna stick it back on the charger, get it charged back up so we can finish up the rest of the yard. Well, let's take a look here. After charging this smaller battery for the second time, we still have a 70% charge on the SOLIX F2000, which I have to say is pretty impressive. With the 2048 watt hour overall capacity of this unit, you should be able to get 15 charges, as I mentioned before, sometimes a little bit less depending on what the overall efficiency of the system is. But with this current setup, I'd be able to do my entire yard, which we're gonna do in a little bit, finish that up, blowing all the leaves out today. And then tomorrow, we're gonna mow everything, front and back, and we're still gonna have a lot more power. Let's get back to it. Now, I get asked from time to time why I chose to go with electric lawn tools with a lawnmower and a leaf blower, and this is one of the reasons right here. A couple houses down, we have a yard crew that's doing work here with gas-powered tools, and they are just incredibly loud. to say that does look a lot better than what it was before. It's not perfect, but that's going to get cleaned up in a little bit when we finally do the mowing tomorrow. But having the grass cleared of the leaves is definitely good for trick-or-treating tonight. But that brings us to the second part of how we're going to be using the F2000 to power our party that we have tonight. It's already plugged in for some of our lights. Unfortunately, some of them got burnt out when a storm came through the other week and knocked them down to the ground and shattered the bulbs a little bit. But we do have some other items that we're going to be powering. We have an XGME projector to show a movie for some of the girls, and then a new JBL speaker. Now, I know a lot of people are going to point out that both of these devices do have built-in batteries, but I want to make sure that they're plugged into the F2000 just to make sure that the batteries don't run out, because we plan on being out here for maybe 5 to 6 hours until it gets really dark and really late tonight. And then the final item that will probably draw the most power out of everything is going to be the Instant Pot that we're going to have some hot cider in, just to make sure that we all can stay warm tonight. One of the things that I really like about the Anker SOLIX F2000 is just how many ports and plugs we have on the front of the unit to plug everything in. And on top of that, just being able to plug things in via USB-C directly. 3 USB-C ports is actually quite incredible. I actually forgot the charger for the JBL speaker, so now we're plugged in via USB-C instead of its proprietary charger, so we can get that out of the way. And then we just have a regular charger here for the XGME projector. We're going to plug these in and turn everything on and see what our power draw is going to be to give us an estimate of how long we're going to be able to run the party tonight. Well, with everything plugged in, it looks like we are drawing 253 watts, 46% battery life left, and it says 3.3 hours, but I expect we're going to get a little bit longer than that. Well, Halloween went off without a hitch. We had about 200 people come to the house for trick-or-treating in the night, which was really fun. But we also had that party. About 10 to 15 people came over, and the Anker SOLIX F2000 managed to power everything that evening. And we still managed to have about a 15% charge left, which is enough to charge this one last time. And just to be clear, I actually charged this that night as well, just to make sure we're ready to go with the lawnmower. And then it also charged those lights that you saw, a projector for about an hour and a half to watch a movie, and then we had music on with the Bluetooth speaker, and of course, the Instant Pot with the apple cider. So this here definitely managed to hold the night together. But honestly, we didn't push this that hard. This does have the 2048 watt-hour battery on the inside, which we did manage to deplete to 15%. But it does have a 2400 watt inverter on the inside, which we just scratched the surface with. We honestly could have powered double or triple of what we were powering at a single time with this unit if we really needed to. And then really, when it comes to charging and discharging this unit, you have a long ways to go. This thing is rated for 3000 charge cycles, or roughly about a 10-year lifespan if you're charging it and discharging it every single day. And if you're not doing that, it's going to last you even longer. But in just day-to-day use, this thing is rated to be extremely tough and drop proof, so you don't have to worry about that. And it does come with a 5-year warranty, which I really think that Anker is doing a really good job there, just to make sure that anyone who buys this product is going to be secure in what they're buying. With that, I think it's time to do some lawn mowing. Let's get to it. Well, that's going to do it for this yard work here. It was great that it didn't have to charge up the battery. This managed to do the rear yard and the front yard just on a single charge. It's really nice just how power efficient lithium-ion batteries actually are. But unfortunately, I am going to have to blow leaves another time this year. This main tree above our house still has quite a few leaves it does need to drop. So I'll probably be out here in a couple more weeks just to make sure everything is fully cleaned up for the year. But let's go inside and wrap things up. Well, as I hope I showed in this video, the Anker SOLIX F2000 is incredibly impressive. We finished things off with a 13% charge after everything that we did with this battery. And I have to say, compared to other solar generators that I use on a regular basis, this is the one I rely on the most when we go camping, when I'm doing work in the backyard, and even when the power goes out, just to make sure that we have enough battery here to run our other devices in the house day to day until that power comes back on. As far as pricing goes, this typically sells for $2,000, but thanks to some flash sale deals that Anker SOLIX is having right now with the lead up to Black Friday, they're offering up to $1,300 in discounts on some of their select bundles. So be sure to check out the link in the video description below for the best possible prices on the F2000 and other products in their lineup. And if you have any questions about this unit itself and how I've used it over the last 12 months, feel free to jump into the comments and I'll answer those as best as I can. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.